Well, good morning and happy International Women's Day. So excited. And I know many of you have been following my bracelet. We'll talk about that. And actually it's Monica Grave made it. We're so excited about this. But anyhow, good morning and welcome to the Wallet to Wealth Female Entrepreneur Interview Series. In support of Halton Women's Place, From Wallet to Wealth is a brand created for women to help mentor, educate, and inspire ladies to living and leading empowered lives. We have raised over $47,000 for Halton Women's Place at our annual speaker galas and have hosted some great events to help ladies build their businesses. Now that we have created our power introductions, get ready to free yourself from subconscious money sabotage with hypnosis. Backed by popular demand, we have Robbie Spear Miller, who will help us escape money madness. And that is next Tuesday night, March the 16th at 7 p.m. So that'll be a full house. So sign up for that. Join our squad. We are not only about breaking barriers and success. We help women win by shining a spotlight on them every Monday, like today, to help a female entrepreneur own her own future. Today, I want to introduce a real connector. Here is a lady who doesn't let anything get in her way. Tammy Defoe is a business coach, a public speaker, public speaker instructor. We all need that, including me, and the owner of GTApreneurs. Welcome, Tammy.
Hi, Whitney. How are you today?
Awesome. So happy to have you here. Sorry, I noticed my cameras are about a whack there. I was doing that blind.
That's okay. Not a problem. Thanks for having me today.
Awesome. So you and I met obviously on social media, and you've got these fabulous events and you've got an awesome business that you run. But before we get into that, just want to know a little bit about you and some of the adversity that you've experienced in your life and the messages and how you handled that and how that is corresponding in your life today.
Absolutely. I'm more than happy to help people in that. And is there something specific you wanted me to start out with, Whitney?
Anything, just to the question. Yeah.
Okay. So I've been through a lot in my life, and I'm sure most people have as well. So, but it's one of these things where, I always ask myself, what can I do? Right. And there's always something we can do every day. And that's what I do, right? I work really, really hard. I started my business from scratch, right? With very little money to invest in that. And it's been about hard work, just going for it basically, right? And that if I'm nervous or anything like that, and if something's difficult, I do it anyways, right? And I learn from other people. I learn new things every day. I, keep my ears open all the time. Just learned something great from you this morning. I won't repeat it, but was something really helpful about menopause. But but anyways, So I guess one example I can tell everybody about was I was in a wheelchair in 2018. So I had a back injury about 6 years ago or so. Was something I did that, I don't know why I did it, but my back went crunch and that, right? And so chiropractor fixed me up most of the way. But I always had a car, right? That was not a problem. I was living in London, right? In that, and was not a problem. I could still do most things. I was still working out, teaching classes and stuff like that, fitness classes. I just avoided a few things. And then I came to the GTA in 2018, beginning of 2018. And the insurance was double what I was paying in London. And, I just got a part-time job to start out with. So I'm like, okay, well, that's fine. I'll take my car off the road because Toronto's got this great transit system. Pardon me, right? I was told. And but the thing I didn't think about was that everywhere when I had to carry stuff with me, right? So I go grocery shopping. So I have like a backpack full of groceries and I have like a bag on this shoulder and this shoulder, right? And I've had my shopping cart with my cat litter in it. And what happened is my back just got worse and worse to the point where I couldn't stand up anymore because the pain was so bad. So I was just doing some background work for TV and movies. So I had to stop that, right? I'm like, okay, what do I do now? So then I got a job just booking appointments for a company for cleaning the windows and stuff like that, just because I was sitting down. And then the pain got worse that I couldn't even walk. So I couldn't even take the bus anymore. So then I had to be in a wheelchair because I couldn't stand, I couldn't walk. And it was awful. I mean, the pain, if anyone's had, back pain in their lives, what I ended up finding out what happened was that one of the spinal processes, like if you look at your spine, like kind of like this. So this is the part that sticks out. You can feel in your back, right? The spinal cord's in the middle. This part actually broke off at L4, L5, right? Now I think it's just dissolved. I don't even think it exists anymore, right? And so then the whole spinal column kind of moved in, and then it pulled my hip in, which was squishing my sciatic nerve like 24/7.
Wow.
Right. So if anyone's had sciatic pain before, it was awful. It's the worst pain you can possibly imagine. And so then, and actually what happened was that my doctor said, okay, here's some muscle relaxers will help you feel better. Right. And then all of a sudden I wasn't sleeping anymore. And so then if you're in so much pain and you can't sleep, and then you get no relief. So I had to go to the hospital emergency, right? They give me like oxycodone, right? And then I didn't want to take too much of that. So they give me morphine. And anyways, finally I read the directions on this, the prescription my doctor gave me for these muscle relaxers, like the instructions, and it says insomnia. I'm like, you got to be kidding me, right? So, oh my God, it's something that's supposed to be helping me was making me worse. So then once I stopped that, I could sleep again. At least I can get relief at night, right? And then so then I was getting a little bit better. I had an extra lift in my orthotics, so I could put my hip back in place, take it off the sciatic nerve. But I still had to sit down most of the time, right? And put an ice pack on my back. So I'm like, okay, what do I do now? I just sell my car, of course, right? I don't have money, coming in. So then I'm like, okay, well, I've been teaching my whole life in that, right? And I've got 3 years university. So I looked into teaching English overseas. So I taught over the internet to students in Japan and China. So that was great. The only issue was that either you had to do really, really early or really, really late because they're like 12 hours difference. But and the pay isn't that great, honestly. But you know what? At least I like doing it, and that it was something I could do, by the end of it. And then, so I progressed to doing a walker. I had to slowly work my way up, right? In that, I'm like, okay, what can I offer people now? I need to get out of the house. I can't just be in the house all the time. So I'm like, okay, well, I've been doing public speaking my whole life. I won my first public speaking contest when I was in grade 7, my second one when I was in grade 10. I started teaching, we called it aerobics back then for people, our generation, we know what that means. When I was 17. So I taught classes for 25 years. So I've always been doing that, as a personal trainer for 13 years after that, right? I was developing programs in nutrition and wellness and teaching that. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to develop a program. So I started that. So I launched GTApreneurs January 2019, and I started teaching the public speaking course, and I held one business networking event. Now I got into business networking a few years back. I was, when I was in London, I was a financial advisor for 2 years. So I went to tons of events, right? Learn what things I liked about this one or that one and that kind of thing, and to learn the whole business. Collaborated with mortgage brokers and real estate agents and lawyers and things like that. I actually started my own referral group when I was in London as well. But after 2 years, just decided it wasn't the best fit for me, wasn't passionate enough about it. But anyway, so then when I'd also been applying for jobs at this time out of 2018. So I got a short-term business development manager position at a local company. So I did that for 4 months. And then when that was done, I launched GTApreneurs full-time in the fall of 2019. So we started in person, right? Because, what do we get into, right? That's, which is great. But then COVID happened. And then, we had to pivot. You have to find something to do. So we came virtual. Thank goodness for Zoom. Too bad that we didn't all buy stocks in Zoom when, before COVID happened, we all be like multimillionaires. But so since then I've hosted like over 25 open networking events. And, I love doing it. It's great. All entrepreneurs can come. They can give their elevator pitch. We have a guest speaker, which is also another way I help entrepreneurs. They can come, they can give a 20-minute presentation about their business. Well, I shouldn't say that. It's not a 20-minute presentation about their business. It's an educational presentation. We like to try to make it interactive, but it's showcasing them, right? So hopefully they're going to get business out of it. That's, kind of the idea. It's beneficial for the guests because they learn. The guests, hopefully the guest speaker gets clients. I promote them to thousands of people via the event advertisements. And then also as well, I developed the exclusive referral networking groups, right? So again, I had started one in London, right? And that's just, not official or whatever, but just with some people that I knew, some professionals. So so then here I'm like, I think there's a big need for something like this, right? Something that's a little bit different when that's out there. Cause, there are another, especially when large corporation through the world that, it's been doing referral networking for quite a while. But I'm like, okay, well, how can I make it a little bit different? Right. So what I do is I create a custom web page for all my clients, right? So it's a landing page. But you got your picture, your bio, your contact information. But below that are the business cards of every other person in the group. And then these are all linked to their websites. So normally when you send a referral, you just send it to the one person. So for example, if someone's looking for a financial advisor, I could say, okay, Susie, this is the link, or this is, I'm going to CC Whitney. Whitney, here's a, referral for you basically, right? And that's good, but you're the only person getting the benefit, right? Well, in our groups, let's say if you were one of the groups, I would say, oh, here's the link to the financial advisor I was telling you about. She's really great. And I've CC'd her on this email so the two of you can connect directly. But when they open up the link, because it ends up being populating a picture, they're not only going to see you, but they're going to see all the other group members. So then all these other people get exposure, right? Because I want to get more business for all my clients, and then since each card is linked to your website, which is on all the other group members pages, you get multiple backlinks, which helps with your SEO. And we also have a business coaching component to that. So we've got business education and digital marketing, SEO, LinkedIn, Facebook, sales, public speaking as well. So it's a really comprehensive business coaching and referral networking group. But the point I want to make is that, it's just one of these things that people can look at no matter what's going on in your life. Look for what you can do, right? And not only that, that's one part of the equation. The other part of the equation is always try to look something positive. Right? It's going to make you happier and that's going to help you continue. So when I was in my deepest, darkest days and stuff like that, right? And I would just say, okay, well, at least the weather's nice today. At least the sky's blue. The sun's out, right? At least, my cats are healthy. So that's the thing, right? And it just totally changes your perspective because you don't have to stay in a negative state, right? Like I've heard some people say that, oh, this ruined my whole day. Why does it have to ruin your whole day, right? Nothing has to ruin your whole day. I mean, some things that are extreme situation that is kind of overwhelm you, but most things, let's say 90% of things, if you just stop and say at least, and then something positive, it will actually make you happy or like instantly. And you don't have to stay in that, right? So that's a fallacy actually, that you have to stay in this bad mood or whatever all day. Don't let one situation or whatever ruin your day, ruin your life, right? To me, I want to be happy. That's the purpose of life, right? Is to be happy. And you can't be happy and angry or, in a bad mood at the same time, right? So that's, I guess, the two things of advice I could give people is look for something positive and just keep going no matter what. Look for something you can do and just keep going. And let me just add to that is that when I was in a wheelchair, right, I just told myself, I said, you know what? My goals don't change, right? I still want to have a career that I enjoy. I still want to be financially independent. I still want to have a family at some point, hopefully. And so how do I get there? What do I do now? So I guess keep those goals in your mind and don't give them an expiry date.
Exactly. Well, so it sounds like in your adversity, you developed a strong backbone because being the job, the pay, the whole thing that you went through, and you were able to, and then the physical pain that you went through, the debilitating, you can't even walk, to be able to get up and take that and create a business out of it. And it sounds like because you knew what it was like to struggle, that you can provide a platform for others so that they do not have to struggle, so that being able to meet each other, do business back and forth, and get to know each other. So that's a good advantage that came from your adversity for sure. So now you feel that you've got your life aligned and I like what you say that the negativity, I mean, sometimes it's not as easy as just to say, well, get rid of it. But it is true that when we do make a positive, you can't have fear and faith at the same time. So if we do make a positive comment, it's proven that it does raise our elevation. And I've seen some people get into the habit of, saying positive things on purpose to help raise their elevation. So that's really good to know. So, and tell us, okay, so you've told us about your business. Can you tell us about your packages? If somebody, like, how would somebody hook up and sign up with you?
Absolutely. So I have 2 open networking events per month. The first hour is free. So come on and check it out, right? You can give your 30 to 45-second elevator pitch. So you want to time yourself in advance. So make sure you time yourself because unfortunately I have to cut you off. You go past 45 seconds. So yeah, so get that together. You want to have your name, your title, your company, who do you help and how do you help them overall? And then list some specific details, right? So twice a month, always on the second Wednesday of the month at noon, the last Tuesday of the month at 7 p.m. And if you stay for part 2, you get to do speed networking. So we have one-on-one networking via breakout rooms, 6 minutes each, and we rotate. It's a lot of fun. People like it. And the people who stay for part 2, you also get a spreadsheet of everyone's information afterwards. So you get like name, title, company, phone, email, website, city. If people want to give their phone, if they don't want to give their phone, it's not a big deal. But let me tell you, that is a time saver. Okay. I take the time to do it so people don't have to do it, right? I'm sure a lot of us here have been to big networking events and you download the group chat and like, oh my goodness, it takes you like an hour. Well, I don't want you to take that hour. Do something else with your hour within 60 minutes after the event. I'm going to email it to you, right? So then also I mentioned the exclusive business coaching and referral networking groups. Yeah. So I coach 3 groups actually here in GTA. So we've got downtown Toronto, North Toronto, and Thornhill. I have another business coach in Mississauga who runs a group there. And we have a brand new group in Newmarket launching on March the 18th, which is another business coach. So fantastic. So if you live in any of these areas, you live 20 to 30-minute drive from any of these areas, please contact me. Let me know if you're interested. Some of the positions are taken, right? Of course, but we do have some openings. So we do have, fortunately, all the financial advisor positions are taken, of course. You know, it's a really popular spot, right? In that, but I do have 2 realtor positions open, Mississauga and Thornhill. I've got 1 mortgage agent in Newmarket position opening. We've got positions open for interior designers, photographers, videographers, digital marketing, psychologists. Let me see. Fitness trainers, massage therapists, and things like that, where we have some groups that have 1 or, you know, we have 1 or 2 here, but we don't have them all. So there are still lots of positions open. The groups we just started during COVID, actually, right? So, and getting a lot of positive feedback from them, which is fantastic. And so whether you're just starting your business or you've been in business for 20 years, and that's the thing with our groups, we have people who are in all different levels of their business, you know, and a lot of us know the power of referral networking, right? Where, you know, you're part of the team. We don't pay referral fees in our groups. We help each other as a team. And, you know, when you help other people, they help you back, right? But not only that, you get the business coaching. Like I said, myself, I coach the groups, the other one by expert business coaches as well. So it's not just like some other groups where anyone can run it, right? We actually are there that our whole business is helping entrepreneurs succeed. And that's what I like to do. I like to help entrepreneurs succeed, grow their businesses. That's my 100% focus, right? And we're going to give you all the education. You know, I've taken, you know, workshops by one of the top SEO guys in the world, right? And you know, consultation with a guy. So whenever I learn something, I teach the people. And actually also you get a member handbook with all that education in it. So you can take it with you, right, whenever you want. Plus you get the SEO backlinks, and we get a bunch of other great things. So in addition to that, I've got my next public speaking for business course starting on April the 26th. So if you are looking to do your own webinars, right, you want to do better at events, you want to be able to, you know, do your pitch. We do 4 different elevator pitch styles. We learn different types of presentation styles, and you're actually going to do 2 5-minute presentations within the group. Then this is where you want to be. It's going to help to increase your confidence, but also teach you, like in terms of the construction aspect of it, right? And then you're going to practice it, but you're going to practice the delivery as well, right? So, you know, it is a great way to get new clients. You know, you invite lots of new people in that, but if you're not sure the best way to put it together, right? The best way to deliver it, and you want that forum to practice it in kind of this safe environment, I call it, right? Where everyone's at the same level. And that, right? And we kind of have a start date and an end date. We build on each date. Then this is the place you want to be. And this course is open to anyone in the world, right? Being virtual. The events as well are open to anybody. The referral groups are location specific, but the other ones are open to anybody. So if yourself or you know someone else who wants to increase your confidence and be able to deliver great presentations, then, you know, check out my website. We've got this course going on. Space is limited, of course, because we want to have enough time for everybody to practice. But come on out and send me a PM, you know, or email, and that I'm more than happy to both answer your questions and have a video call with you as well. You know, and I want to learn about your business, see how we can work together.
That's amazing. That's great. That's a great service. And I think that we all need help with with public speaking, especially now because we're so, we've become so virtual, and now the world has become really small. We're connected to, we can do business all over the place. So yeah, that's a really great service. So okay, well, anything that you want to put in the links below would be super helpful. And many people will be they watch during and they watch afterwards. So it's a really good way to get connected. And yeah, so I was really happy to have you here. And I think you've got a really good thing. And I see, your business, I see your posts going by, and I like your name. How'd you come up with that?
Well, GTA, right? We're the GTA, we're entrepreneurs. And yeah, I just thought to put it together in that, and it just kind of reflects, who I help. So I help GTApreneurs, specifically people in GTA, entrepreneurs in the GTA, right? Although the business public speaking, because before there was no COVID, well, I can only do the public speaking courses locally. I wasn't like flying to Vancouver or something like that, right? So that's the thing with GTApreneurs. But the like I said, the course now, and even the open networking events, anybody can come, right?
That's awesome.
Yeah.
The other thing I wanted to mention is that you are the only person, I don't know how you've done this, but you have gotten through my filter on my computer, because I'm on your newsletter. I don't even know. This is before you and I even started talking, so I have no idea how that happened. So I think it's ingenious that you broke through my. I've got two junk boxes, so I get like 200 to 400 emails a day that are around business, and I have no idea what comes in the junk and the clutter box. And so all of those newsletters that people sign up for, or however they get my emails, like, it's hilarious because I never see one of them. And you started showing up in my inbox, I don't know when. So it was like, Tammy, okay, Tammy, and you talked to me a little bit on Facebook. And of course, I've got hundreds of people talking to me. So it's like, how do you get acknowledged, right? How do you get seen? So you probably have some secret way that you got into my box there, because I know we did not talk to each other on email before you started sending me your stuff. I just thought that was interesting. So maybe that's part of your SEO training that you had.
For me, the people who are in my database. So there's actually a trick I learned recently. So before I was using MailChimp and what else am I using? Yeah, MailChimp, and I forget something else I was using. Oh, my website. And I can see how many people open it, how many people don't open it, right? And I think it was about 29% that opened it. And I would get people telling me that would go to their junk folder. And so I'm like, okay, so my CRM is Pipedrive, actually, which I love. Pipedrive, if you've ever heard of it, right? So I can actually do group emails like that. And I'm finding that they are working better than the other way. So mind you, I can only send 100 at a time, and I've got like 1,600 people in my database or whatever. But in terms of yourself, yeah, I'm not really sure. Like, I mean, for me, if we're connected on LinkedIn, this is how if we're connected on LinkedIn, like, you can actually download your entire contact list and upload that to your CRM. So for me, if someone's connected with me on LinkedIn, I assume that they would want to communicate with me, right? So then I would send them the email, and they can unsubscribe if they want, not a big deal. But everything I do is going to help them as entrepreneurs. So
so you got that in from LinkedIn then?
It was probably from LinkedIn, yeah, because Facebook.
Good for you. Good for you.
Yeah, that was probably how I did it. So people don't know that you can do that. You can do that actually on LinkedIn. If you're not sure how, just go to YouTube and say, how do I download my contacts from LinkedIn? So you can do that actually. Yeah.
Awesome. That is great. Those are great tips. And I do know, I think that people were kind of caught, with their pants down, because when you see the social media, people had to pivot to being able to do online work. And I know that companies have spent enormous amounts of money to try to make this happen. And so people that were already using social media for the last 10 years, they're already there, and they're used to doing their business like that. So it's kind of interesting, because I was on social media because of a charity that I run, which is From Wallet to Wealth. So I'm very active in that area, but it made it really easy for me to pivot in my business, because it's like, oh, okay. So we're not seeing people face to face anymore. We're seeing them face to face over Zoom, and it's worked out well. So kind of in a way, I don't even know if I have time to go back to all the face-to-face visits, because with Zoom you can just line everything up. So I think you're a massive help to people, because this is still oh my God, I don't know how to do this. And most of us are, you know, the baby boomers, that's the big huge demographic. And I'm telling you, like, we're not synced into this, because we do business all on a handshake and face to face. So this is all new to us. And so thank gosh that there's people like you that can, you know, help to link people together to keep community, because community is so important, and people connecting in your business that you've put together. So it's really awesome. So I just want to thank you so much for being here today, and give you the last sentence. And oh, by the way, everybody that's just watching my little bracelet here, just want to thank people for the orders. They're flooding in, and our goal is to raise $50,000 this year for Halton Women's Place, and we will do it. So thank you. And Tammy, I'll just give you the last say.
Sure. Yeah. So I just want to expand upon that LinkedIn tip. So I have had co-op students over the last year. So if you download the list, it doesn't come with all their information. So you do have to search for them if kind of go back and do that. So I did do the work, but actually now with Pipedrive, I have this new extension you can pay for, but I can go into LinkedIn. It will say, add this to your CRM, and it will do it automatically. And it will actually sync my conversations as well. So you have to pay for it, but it is extra. But anyways, the point is that people need to be on LinkedIn, number one. You know, it's not just about being a resume. It needs to be active. You're posting in that, right? You can comment on both posts, download the list, but also Facebook, right? So Facebook, from people who are age 30 to say 55, especially, are on Facebook. So if these are people that you help in your business, you need to be on Facebook, right? Join Whitney's group. I also have a GTApreneurs networking group on Facebook. A lot of other great groups you're in. Participate, you know, like other people's comment. It's all about building relationships, right?
Yeah.
And relationships are about conversations.
Yeah.
How do you start a conversation? Right? A great way is to comment on someone else's post.
Yeah.
You know, I love this about your post. I want to learn more. Why don't we set up a video call?
Yeah.
Right? And then you can go from there. So those are some tips I give people. If you're not used to it, you need to get used to LinkedIn and Facebook. Now, who you help is the younger people, like under 30, like 18 to 30 or something like that, then you want to be on Snapchat. I mean, I don't use Snapchat, so maybe that's only for personal, but Instagram, right? But if you're, if who you help is 30s to 50s, Facebook and
LinkedIn. Yeah, that's right. That's awesome. Well, I think you're great at what you do, and I'm really happy to have met you and being able to meet you virtually. And it excites me to follow more and move more people over your way to the better world. So yeah, thank you so much.
You're very welcome, Wendy. And you know what? You're welcome to come to my events anytime.
Yeah.
You know, I haven't heard your pitch. You're talking about me today, so I want to hear your pitch too, right?
Yeah, I'll jump on there one day. That's at 12 o'clock, right? Is it?
Yeah, exactly. 12 o'clock actually this Wednesday. And so it's free. Come on out. Meet some new people.
Yeah, it's a great idea. And isn't there one at 7 p.m.? You have one at?
Yes, the last Tuesday of the month at 7 p.m. So March 30th. And the guest speaker we're having for this Wednesday, fantastic. Her name is Shannon Pohl. Very inspirational, master coach and hypnotherapist. And then March 30th, we have Mitzi Dadoon, who's the LinkedIn queen.
Oh, that's interesting.
That's right. Yeah. So you're actually going to get a lot more great tips about LinkedIn and Facebook on March 30th. So you don't want to miss it.
Yeah. Okay. Be there for sure. Well, have an awesome International Women's Day, and we'll chat with you later.
Thanks much, Wendy. Great to spend time with you today.
All the best. Bye-bye.